Hello, I'm Mr. Bainbridge, owner of a moustache. This is Board Deck and Dice, and today we are looking at Patchwork. Patchwork is a two-player game from designer Uwe Rosenberg. Let me just check I've said that right. Uwe Rosenberg, sorry about that, I'm terrible at pronunciation. It's a two-player game based around making quilts. You both start with a blank quilt down here, and you lay out the time track, as it's called, with all the patch pieces around it. This is not all of them. One thing I will say about this game, it could be a negative depending on how big your table is, that for a small box this game takes up a lot of real estate. It's quite surprising because you lay out all the potential pieces of your patchwork quilt in a kind of marketplace. You've got both counters at the start, the time track. You get 5 buttons each. Buttons are king in this game. Not only are they the currency, they are your victory points at the end. The person with the most buttons, not the best quilt, although that does come into it, but the person with the most buttons in hand, not on their quilt, will be the winner. You take this token and you find the 2x2 piece and you place it there. And what this indicates is which which pieces you can buy in your next go. So you can buy 3 to the left of this piece. So you can buy this one, or this one on your first go. And actually on your first go you'd be able to buy any of those because they're all under 5. Now you will notice that these pieces have 2 bits of information on them. The first is how many buttons they cost, and the second is how many spaces along the time track that piece will move you. So this costs 2 buttons and will move you 1 space along the time track. This one only costs 1 button but will move you 5 spaces along the time track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you've got all the way around the time track, you cannot buy any more pieces for your quilt. So getting there fastest is not actually the best strategy. So for my first go, let's say I'm going to go midway. This takes up a lot of space on the quilt. You buy it, you place it anywhere on the quilt, and that is now fixed in position. That would have cost me 5. I move 3 squares, 1, 2, 3. Now, for every other go, the person at the back has 2 choices. They can buy a quilt piece and move, or they can decide simply to move past the person in front, however many spaces that is, and take that amount of buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4. So green would take 4 buttons on that go. What I should have said as well is when you buy a piece, this moves to where you bought from, and then the next 3 become available. And the game continues like that. You'll notice that the piece I bought actually has a button on it, and what that means is every time I pass one of these squares and go past it, not touch it, but go past it, I earn back the amount of buttons on my quilt. So that is a handy kind of button making machine there. The other thing that is on the time track are these single pieces, and again the first person to pass those will take a single piece and will immediately play it into their quilt. There's no rearranging things. You can't pay to rearrange your quilt. You have to go with where you've put it. Once you've put it on there, you can fiddle around. Once you've decided it's locked in, it is locked in, and you carry on like that. The other neat thing about this game is that it doesn't follow the traditional turn order. Instead, whoever is further back on the time track continues to have goes until they not catch the person up, but go further than them. So if I'm green here, I buy this one, it only moves me 1, it costs me 7, bang, 1. Oh, it's my go again, and now I've got this choice again. If I had the money, I'd buy this one, it costs me 7 again, so it's unlikely I'll be able to buy at this stage, but only moves me 2, 1, 2. If it happens that I land on top of the person in front, it is still my go. So I've always got chances to buy more quilt pieces or to make myself some money by utilising that catch-up method. It is a well thought out game. The first player to create a 7x7 grid would get this extra 7 points at the end of the game, and the way you add up your score is you count up how many spaces you have left, times that by 2, and you take that off the amount of buttons that you have acquired by the end of the game, and that's your score. Very common to have minus scores initially, but it plays well everyone I play it with likes it. My wife likes it, my 6-year-old son can play it, and I love to see him play it because he has to plan ahead, he has to be spatially aware, he has to be aware of how much money he has. It works really well. He's beaten me frequently at it. Not that I was playing my hardest, of course. It's just a great game. It plays quickly. Setup can be a little bit fiddly, I guess, when you're kind of laying all the pieces out and you're trying to keep it in a smaller space as possible. But it's a brilliant game. There's also an app available for it, certainly on iPhone. I think it's available on Android as well, and that's a good way to check it out for a cheaper price. But this one doesn't break the bank anyway. The intimidation factor is low, they're nice colourful pieces. If anything, it seems like it's going to be a simpler game than it is. The rules are really good, clear rules. The design layout of the rules, not so great on some bits, but there's not that much writing, so it's easy to understand. I didn't need anything clarifying, and it is a lot of fun. This is one of my favourite games. Not just 2-player games. I think it appeals to a lot of people, even people who are theme kind of quilt making. Oh, I'm not playing a quilt making game. Even those kind of people, kind of once they see it, they're like, oh, it's more like Tetris, and they get into it. I've been Mr. Bainbridge. I do indeed own a moustache. If you've seen it, please return it to me. This is Board Deck and Dice. Thank you so much for watching.